Very good evening to everyone. Please say Namo Tassa 3 times to observe 5 precepts before we start our today's session. Namo Tassa. Repeat after me. Buddhang saranang gacchami. Dhammang saranang gacchami. Sanghang saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami. Saranagamana sampunnang. Panatipata veramani sikkapadang samadhiyami. Adinnādāna veramani sikkapadang samadhiyami. Kāmesu miccācārā veramani sikkapadang samadhiyami. Musāvādā veramani sikkāpadang samadhiyami. Surāmeraya majjapamā dattāna veramani sikkāpadang samadhiyami. Tisaranena saddhim pañcasīlaṃ dhammaṃ sādhukam surakkitaṃ kattvā appamādena sampādetabbhaṃ. Samantha cakkavālesu atrā gacchantu devatā saddhammang munirājassa sunantu saggha mokkadhaṃ dhamma savana kālo ayam badantha dhamma savana kālo ayam badantha dhamma savana kālo ayam badantha. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Vidya dadhati vinayam. Very good evening to everyone. As usual, we all have gathered in whatever places you are in right now to listen to the teachings of the Buddha. As usual, you all know that we have been conducting and we have been organizing this monthly Dhamma talk in English since I came to Australia. And I am very pleased to be here today to talking to you one of the special topics in Buddhism, and that topic might be very important to you in your life. So today's topic is discipline and education. So I have raised the questions in front of the talk, and I'm going to give it to you. And having given that to you, I'll be talking based on that questions. So what is more important, education or discipline? Who can tell me? Who is telling me education is more important than discipline? Who tell me the discipline is more important than education? which one is more important? Can you tell me? Someone might say education is more important than discipline. Or someone may say discipline is more important than education. But I will say both are crucially important. Both are equally important to our life. Without education, just only having discipline may not be sufficient enough to be a successful person in your life. Just having education without discipline also may not be sufficient enough for you to be a successful person in your life. Hence, education and discipline both are crucially important for you to make your life meaningful and successful. Therefore, we all have to understand, we all have to develop, we all have to increase, enhance both education and also discipline. So, let's talk about these two factors further so that you can understand or you can get a clear picture of the importance of both things in our life. So, education, you all know that. We all trying to get a good education in our life. Soon after you are born into this world, after few months or few years, your parents try to arrange a special day to read letters to you for the first time in your life. Why do parents do that? Because they know the importance of education in your life. So that's why they started to tell you the letters at the beginning of your age. So when you are like 1 year or 2 years old, so your parents are taught you to read some letters, right? Because they understand the importance of the learning. That's why they teach you the letters and teach you the spellings of the letters, because they know the understanding, they know the importance of learning well. So why do people study? People study subjects to get good knowledge. Why do we have to have a knowledge? Without having knowledge, we are not able to survive in this world. So knowledge is something very important to our life, because knowledgeable people are well respected and well treated in the society. People study subjects in order to get a deeper knowledge of some particular areas, right? Because they want to get some particular deeper knowledge of some special subjects, knowledge and understanding of some subjects and areas. That's why they learn to get knowledge and understanding of some special areas. Later on, they can apply those knowledge and understanding about things to their life. So education should not be limited just knowledge from the books, right? Your knowledge, your education should not be limited just knowledge from the books. So your education should come from your practical experiences from the outside world, right? So that is why very important education in our life. So soon after you are taught to read some spellings, then your parents may tend to send you to kindergartens or nursery schools, because they want you to learn, they want you to get basic education. And before that, soon after you are born, so your parents teach you good discipline and education as your primary stage of your learning, or primary stage of your life. So you need to have the proper development in your early stage of your childhood, have good discipline and education, right? Without having these two qualities, you might be a burden to the family and you might be a burden to the society. Therefore, education plus discipline should be there. And many scholars and researchers, they have defined the word education into many ways. You know that Nelson Mandela, the Prime Minister of South Africa, right? One of the former Prime Ministers of South Africa. So he has defined in this way. Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. So if you are an educated person, you can change yourself first and then you can change the world next. So in order to change yourself and the world, you must have education. And Malcolm X, he has said, education is the passport to the future, for tomorrow belongs to those who prepare for it today. So they have defined education in that way. So when we see those definitions, we can understand that education is something really, really important to our life, right? That's why most educated people and researchers and well-known people have defined this importance of education for you to understand. Most of us may have learned when we are young the importance of education, right? So your parents might have taught you the importance of education. Why they persuade you to study? Because they want you to get a good job in the future. So if you want to get a good job in the future, it depends on how educated you are. If you are well educated, jobs may come to you. If you are not educated, you may have to find jobs, right? That's why try to be an educated person in your life. But education is not just to get job. It is way of life. It goes beyond getting job, right? It's like something that it goes beyond our job. Sometimes you can make your parents happy as well when you study well, right? So in that way, we can think that education is something really important to our life, just to get a job and also to make our parents happy and also to change our life and also change the world. So, and I also have some important factors of having good education. I want to tell you these important things which education provides you in your life. So, education provides you important things in our life. What is the first one? Provide stability in your life. Education provides stability in life, right? So education is something no one can take from you, right? Nobody can take your education from you. It belongs to you. And if you hold a well-educated degree, if you have very good educational background, so you can have a stable life. So you can have a good job, and job opportunities and good career opportunities may open to you if you have a good education. That means you can have a stability in your life if you are educated person. The second benefit you get, provide financial security. So if you are an educated person and if you have a good job, and when you go to the interview, so the interviewer first check how many degrees you have and what are the areas you are good at. So if you have those qualifications in your life, so it is very happy that you can get a good paying job, well-paying job, well-paid job you can get, all right? You can get a higher salary, higher paying job you can get if you have a good education. In your life, when you pass your primary education, then you are about to learn your other types of examinations like selective exam and also VC exam. So why do you have to learn all these subjects and all these? Why do you have to pass all those subjects in your life? Yeah, without having passed all these examinations, will you be able to go to the universities, or will you be able to go to the higher schools or best school in Australia? No, it is not possible. So if you want to go to the higher school and best school in Australia and best university in the world, best university in Australia, you must have passed these examination in colorful way, right? So what is the purpose of doing VC exam? The purpose of doing VC exam or A-level or O-level to go to the university. Why do we have to go to the university? Because we are going to get a good degree. Why do we have to have a piece of paper of degree? Because that piece of paper defines your future. That piece of paper will tell you which directions you need to go, which job you need to apply. So if you have that kind of certificate with you, then you can apply, you can use that degree of certificate of degree to apply a good job. Why do you have to have a good job? Because in the future, you want to have a good life. How do you have a good life in your future? You must have money. So how do you going to earn your money? To earn your living, you must have proper good educational background. So if you are an educated person, many job opportunities are there. So job opportunities are open to you if you are an educated person. So when you have a good job, that means you can get a good salary. When you have a good salary, you can lead a happy and peaceful life without any problems in your life. That's why education provides security, a financial security in your life. And also third benefit you can get when you are educated, needed for equality. So education is something need to be equal for everyone in the world, right? So it should be provided. So educational facilities should be there for everyone equally in order to learn equally. So if everybody have chances to learn, so the gap between educated and uneducated will be less in the world, right? Because nowadays we can see those rich people, they have proper education system for their children, but the lower income people, they do not have proper education system for their children. So always we can see the gap between these two classes. So if we want to have an equal educational environment in the world, the education is the very good and effective way. Equal education is the very good and effective way for children to get education. Doing that, we can have equality in terms of education in the society. So that's the third benefit you get. And fourth benefit you can get, allows for self-dependency. So if you are an educated person, you do not have to rely on anybody else, right? Rather than your study or your education. So if you have very good educational qualification, so you can use them. You don't have to rely on your parents or rely on teachers or someone else, because you are an educated person, so you can get a good job. So that's why it allows for self-dependency. And also the third one, fifth benefit you can get, make your dreams come true. So if you dream about, or you can achieve, if you dreams about something, most probably you can achieve them, right? So an education is the most powerful weapons that possibly you can use to make your dreams come true. So let's say that you dream about to become a doctor or engineer in the future. So if you dream about it, then you can pursue it, you can achieve it, you can get it. How do you get it? You have to study. So you have to do the subjects that are relevant to medical studies, medicine and engineering. So in doing so, you are able to bring your dreams into a fulfilled manner. And also the sixth benefit that you can get, safer world. So when you education is something that is not only for personal level, but also for the global level. It helps for the development of global level as well. As how? Because people understand what is right and what is wrong. This thing to be done and that things not to be done. So how can you understand that? You need to have education, right? If you don't have education, how can you recognize these things are to be done and those things are not to be done? In order to understand that things to be done and not to be done, you must have proper understanding and proper education. So you can recognize, you can differentiate between right and wrong if you are an educated person. And also that may help you to stay away from risky situation. If there is any risky situation, so if you understand that is a risky situation, so you can stay away from that. And also the seventh benefit that you can get, confidence. When you study well, you can get a good confidence actually. You can prove your knowledge to anyone. You can prove yourself that you are educated person. You can go to any society, any gathering, any class of the society, any university, any place in the society. You can go to any place in the society, in the world, if you are an educated person. So you don't have to panic, you don't have to be shy, or you don't have to be shy to go there any place, because you have very good confidence in your studies. So the eighth benefit you can get, economic growth on a national level. So an educated society is crucial for economic growth, right? We need people to continue their studies. We need to have motivated people. We need to have innovative people in the society. If we have innovative people or students in the society, that may help to have some new invention and productions and new discoveries in that society. So higher literacy rates tends to do a better economic growth in the society. So it is very important for so the countries to have educated people in order to develop their economy as well. For example, if we talk about Australia, America and UK, you can see all those discoveries of the world today, like Apple products and the Microsoft and all the other products of the world. They are from innovative people. They are from educated and innovative people, right? So that helps to, that kind of innovative skills and education help to grow the economy of the country very well. So when the economy is doing well in those countries, so there may be lots of job opportunities for the people, the citizens of that country, and thus the unemployment issues of those countries will be disappeared and will be solved due to having job opportunities for the people. And the ninth benefit of this education is you can protect yourself. How can you protect yourself if you are an educated person? So education not only provides you financial security, but also it protects you from being taken advantage of by knowing how to read and write. If you know how to read and write, so you can read something which is dangerous, right? So let's say that there is a fire in that area, or there is a gas tunnel under this area, let's say like that. So there might be a sign telling that keep out, this is dangerous area, danger, so stay away from that. So if you go near to the the high voltage electricity cables or lines, so in those areas people are subject to stay away, or the lines are there, warning signs are there. So if you know how to read those signs, so you can stay away from the danger. But if you do not know how to write those things, so you may be in trouble, right? That's why. Not only that, if you know how to read and write, so if you have to sign a document, fake documents or bogus documents, if you do not know how to read and write, so anyhow you may sign that because you do not understand what that document is, right? So therefore, in order to prevent signing or doing all those things, so you can prevent actually putting your signature on those documents. If you know that document is not a genuine one, actual one, that is fake one, so we should not sign. So if, to get that understanding, you must be able to read and write. So those are the benefits that you can get when you have a good education. Therefore, children, it is your responsibility to learn well, right? And your young age is the proper age for you to learn. Do not waste your time just doing nonsense things. Most of the time, our young children always spend their time just playing computer games and using their mobile phones always. And you may waste your golden time in your life, right? Your age, this age is the best and excellent time for you to learn your subjects and your school subjects in your life. So do not waste your time. Please make use of this time productively to learn these subjects in your in this life, in this category level of your age, right? So when you are educated, when you are graduated, or when you pass your VEC exam or selective exam, so you can use all those gadgets and items for playing. But I do not ask you to completely stop playing those gadgets, but you can at least find some times, like 1 hour per day. So you can have some timetables. This particular, from this time to that time, I only use my phone just for play games or watch TV and something like that. So you can have some time, right? So do not waste your time just for playing all those nonsense things, okay, doing all those nonsense things. If you do so, you may have regret in the future, or thinking that I have not studied when I was this age, when I was that age. My friend, he has gone to this level, he has gone to one of the best universities in the world. So if I have studied well, if I have not wasted my time, I would have gone to university like him. So thinking that you may have regret one day if you do not study well. So these are all about education. So please study hard, work hard, and try to achieve your goal, and try to go to the best and the highest place in terms of studying and in terms of good education, and make yourself proud, and make a good citizen to the country, and make a good citizen to your parents and child. So that's all about education, importance of education. Let's talk about discipline then. So as I said earlier, education may not sufficient enough if you are not well disciplined. You need to be well disciplined person in order to get fruitful life in your life, right? If you want to be a successful person in terms of having good education and plus discipline. You know that it is mentioned, Vinayo nama sasana sacha ayu, vidya dadhati vinayan. So, discipline is the most important, crucial point for the duration of your life, duration of the society, for the longevity of the society. Even in Buddhism, the Buddha said that Vinayo nama sasana sachayu. The discipline is the fundamental factor which help to durable our long dispensation of the Buddhism. So if somebody wants to make this Buddhist dispensation to the future, so the main factor to be there is well discipline, right? Vinaya. A discipline is very important in that way. So what do you mean by discipline? Discipline is like important personality quality. It is something good behavior of yourself, your behavior, right? Like you had to obey some set of rules and regulation in your life. So we all had to obey some rules and regulation in our life. That is the meaning of discipline. And this discipline is very important quality, and you had to undergo some kind of rules and regulation in every sections of the society, in every part of the society. That's the terms, that is the meaning of discipline. It is a way of being honest and hardworking, motivated and encouraged while doing any task. So when you do any kind of task in your life, it should be, you should be an honest one, hardworking one, and motivated one, and encouraged one. So that's the meaning of discipline. It is a character trait that helps to individuals to complete the task in a given scheduled time, a given fixed time. So it is your discipline, it is your behavior whenever you do any kind of activities, right? To complete it in a particular time period. If you are given some fixed time period, so you have to complete it in that time, according to that time limitation. So for example, I also have to be disciplined. I have been given 1 hour to complete this Dhamma talk. So I have given that time frame and time limitation, so I had to finish that. So I had to be very disciplined when I gave the talks as well. There are 2 types of discipline actually, internal discipline and external discipline. So internal discipline is your self-restraint or self-control over your senses, over your actions. That means your internal discipline is ability to differentiate from wrong and right. You are able to differentiate something from from right and wrong. The external discipline is something like according to social norms, like laws and regulation of the countries. So you had to obey some particular laws and obligation and rules of the country. So that's external discipline. So you had to be external disciplined person in terms of those rules and laws and regulation of the country. So this discipline is very important to our life. Without discipline, your life is compared to like this. Life without discipline is just like a ship without radar. What happens to the ship if the ship goes without radar? What will happen? It may go in a wrong way, right? And it may encounter some damage. It may find some unavoidable circumstances, right? Because if we do not follow the radar, all right? And also, when the flight goes, when the flight flies in the sky, it always needs to go according to the radar, right? If not, what will happen? It may lose the way. It will be lost the way, its way. So it may ended up with collapsing or or drop into the ground or lost the area. So therefore it is very important. Life without education may not important, and the life without discipline also may not important. So therefore education plus discipline are equally important to our life. Discipline brings stability and structure into a person's life. So you can have a very good structural life and stable life if you are a well-disciplined person. Discipline teaches person to be responsible and respectful. So you know how to respect the people, and you know how to be responsible to the society and to yourself and to the people if you are well disciplined. The observance of well-defined rules is the basis of the society. So if there is no rules, if there are no rules and regulations of the country, people may act anyhow, right? People may do the activities as they wish. They do not worry and care what will happen if I do this and if I engage in doing those activities. So therefore it is very important to have discipline in one's life. And there is a quotation, I have taken it from somewhere, and it says in this, it's a very good one for you to understand. Actually this discipline promotes your human behavior to the better society. So if your behavior is good, if you have well behavior, so it may create a good environment to the society, and everybody enjoy the peace and harmony among the people if you are a well disciplined person. I will read you the quotation. It goes like this: talent and education without discipline is like an octopus on roller skates. There is plenty of movement, but you never know if it is going to be forward, backward, and sideways. Right? A very good example. So if you have just talent and education without discipline, so it like octopus on a roller skates. He has lots of movements, but it does not know which direction I should go. So likewise, if you are not well disciplined, even though you have good talents and education, so you may be lost your way, right? Therefore, it is very important for us to have a discipline in our society, in our life. Every members of the society, they should be well disciplined. They can't anyhow act as they wish, right? They can't anyhow act as they wish, because they had to be well disciplined. If I give a very good example, you know that the athletics, right? The sportsmen. So for athletics, the fundamental aspect on which sport they had to create it is discipline. Every player must have follow or undergo some kind of rules and obligation, and set up rules and obligation of the games, right? Some games, every game, they have some set up rules and regulations. Those rules and regulations need to be followed by the players of the game, right? That's why we have umpires and referees in the world today. Every game we have umpires and referees, right? So if anybody does not follow all those rules and regulations, so he will be penalized according to his behavior or crimes. Therefore, that person need to be well disciplined. The sportsman need to be well disciplined in order to obey the rules and regulations of the game. And also the person in high authority like prime minister and queens and princes and actors and actresses, they had to behave very well in terms of giving speeches. For example, if Premier wants to give a speech to the nation, to the people, he should not anyhow speak. He should be very responsible in terms of giving talks, right? So he has to hold his tongue, and he has to when he speak, he has to hold his tongue. He should not anyhow say, he should not anyhow speak to the nation, right? Because he must have a discipline. If the politician, if the prime minister does not have discipline, he may speak anyhow and he may act anyhow. That is not the right things to do. A person who is responsible to the society and the person in high authority, right? So therefore they had to go they had to be well disciplined in terms of giving or acting in their field. And also the citizen of the country, like as parents, as monks, as teachers, students, actors, actresses, children, we all had to be well disciplined in our life. We had to be well disciplined. We had to have discipline in our life. So one day the Lord Buddha addressed the monk, and having addressed the monk, the Lord Buddha said that, monks, you may think and you may understand, or you may think after passing away the Lord Buddha, you might think the Lord Buddha has gone, our teacher has gone, so we may not have a teacher again. So we might not have to respect the teacher after he is gone. So someone may think in that way. The Buddha said. Then the Buddha said that, monks, you should not think in that way. After I have gone, your teacher will be my discipline and my Dhamma. The teaching and discipline, teachings of the Buddha, the doctrine of the Buddha, and also the discipline of the Buddha, Vinaya, will be your teacher to the happiness in your life. And also, the Buddha, another place it says that the discipline codes or disciplined monk, the behavior may help to enhance the faith of the person. It says like that, appasannanam pasadhaya, pasannanam biyo bhavaya. So, if the monk behave very well, his bodily conducts are pure and peace and serene, and his mental conducts are serene, and his physical, mental and verbal conducts are serene. So that kind of behavior may help to enhance the faith of the devotees. So that kind of behavior may help to increase the faith of the devotees. So it is the best way to increase the faith of the devotees is well-disciplined. So well-discipline is very good and effective way to increase the faith of the devotees. And for lay Buddhist people, children, and I want to give you and I want to tell you very good thing when you go to the temple. When you want to go to the temple, if you are a well-disciplined person, how you should go? You should not go to the temple wearing all those wearing the way that you want to go to the parties, right? When you want to go to the parties, you may wear very colorful, ribbed and uncovered clothes, right? Uncovered clothes, because you want to go to the parties. That's a casual parties, that's okay. But if you want to go to the temples, if you want to go to the Sunday school, or if you want to go to the Bodhi tree or any area, religious places, you should go with the proper clothes, right? You should wear white clothes and fully covered clothes, white fully covered clothes, right? That shows how you are disciplined. That shows how disciplined you are, right? And also, when you want to give something to monks, you should give it with respect, with both hands. Do not anyhow give it to the monks, right, using your one hand. Some people we have seen, some children we have seen, if they want to give something to the monks, so they just use their hands and just go and put it to their in front of them and just go. That is not the way. That doesn't show how disciplined you are. So if you want to show you a discipline, how disciplined you are, you have to offer it with respect, with both hands, right? I don't know why children do like that. Most probably their parents may not have taught them the discipline, the importance of discipline, because most of the time parents always focus on studies only from subjects, but they always forget their students, their children need to be disciplined. They do not focus on that area. They only focus on the educational background, educational area. That is not the right way. So your children need to be very disciplined, and you need to teach them how to be a good disciplined person. So when you talk to your parents, you should not talk anyhow. You have to use polite and very decent words towards your parents, right? Because if you use indecent, impolite words to address your parents, that shows you are indisciplined. That doesn't show you are a disciplined person, right? And also, when you respect the monks, and when you offer to the things to the Lord Buddha, also you need to behave very well. You need to go to, you need to have well discipline in your life. So I strongly suggest you, I reckon you, please try to have some discipline in dressing code. If you want to go to the temple, you must have very decent and very polite dressing code, disciplined dressing code if you want to go to the temple, okay? Do not come to the temple with ripped and uncovered clothes or like colorful clothes. That shows that you are indisciplined person, right? Okay? And next time if I see that you are in colorful clothes when you come to the temple, and if you wearing all those indecent clothes, impolite clothes, when you come to the temple, I think that person, that student or that children might not have learned about discipline. So that person may not be a well-disciplined person. So I may think in that way, okay? So therefore it is very important for us to have very good discipline in our life, right? In all the activities, we must have very good discipline. If we talk about institutions, like educational institutions, most of the time, most of the parents, they want to send their children to the best school in the society, best school in the country, best school in the state. Why? Because they want their students to learn properly, right? But when they want to send their children to best school, they always concerned about whether this school is only good in terms of education, not in terms of discipline. So they always care and worry and concern. There must be well discipline in terms of education and also in discipline. Discipline of school and also discipline of children must be there. So having thought in that way, having considered both two factors, then they want to send their children to that school, because they know that is the safe place, safe environment for their children to learn, because the discipline of the school is well, and discipline of the children also is well. So then they can consider that school is the best school to send their children. So they do not worry to send their children to those schools, right? That's why many people, they want to send their children to that best school in terms of education and discipline. So, and also another place, like if we talk about police, or if we want to talk about army, or institution of police or institution of army, or any other institutions, they all have kind of discipline. So we all have kind of discipline. So in the temple, monks, they had to have some kind of discipline. So without having discipline, it is not possible for someone to control his behavior. So therefore it is very important for us to have this discipline in our life, in terms of talking, in terms of acting, in terms of speaking, in terms of behaving. In all those activities and actions in our life should go together with discipline. So those are the importance of vinaya, or importance of discipline in our life. So how can we improve? How can we develop our discipline? So how, can anyone tell me, how do you develop your discipline? What is the best way? What is the best method? What are the good approaches for someone to develop their discipline according to Buddhism? Can anyone tell me? Yeah, the precepts are the most important practical approaches, practical urgents, and practical things, methods for someone to develop their discipline, right? So the precepts are all about controlling your senses. What do you need to control? You need to control your mouth, you need to control your mind, you need to control your body. So these three things are the main urgents in our life that produce wholesome activities and unwholesome activities and unwanted activities and bad activities. So therefore, in order to control, or in order to protect your senses, or in order to control your senses, you need to go through these precepts. So precepts are the practical approaches for someone to control his senses. So if you control your senses, these three doors, your mouth, mind, and body, if you can control these three senses, three doors, that means you can be considered as a well-disciplined person. So if you do not observe these precepts, you may act like an animal, right? Therefore, it is very important for you to have these precepts, like abstaining from killing, stealing, misuse of your senses, and also telling lies and taking intoxicated drinks. So if you can avoid from these unwholesome activities, so you are control your senses, you are well behaved. When you well behave, you can be considered as a well-disciplined person. One day, the Lord Buddha gave advice to the Venerable Rahula. He addressed the Venerable Rahula. Venerable Rahula, do you know the mirror? Yes, I do. Why do people use mirror? People do use mirror because they want to see their reflections and impurities in their face and body. Likewise, Rahula, if you want to perform any activities, any verbal actions or physical actions or mental actions, you have to examine those actions before you do. Like you reflect your image through the mirror. If those actions bring you some bad results to yourself and to others, and if those actions may bring misery and suffering and sorrow, and stay away from these actions, please do not do that. Likewise, if you know those actions bring you happiness, no harm, and wholesome benefits, then please do that, because you know that those actions may bring good result to yourself and others. Then you engage in doing those actions. So in that way, children, if you control your senses, if you control your mind, your mouth, and your body, actually you can be considered well-disciplined person, because you do not do all those unethical practices through these three doors. Therefore, it is very important for someone to control their senses in a good manner if you want to develop your discipline further. So these are the things, these are the main important factors that I want to tell you in terms of talking about discipline in Buddhism, right? So I have some examples of some benefits of if you practice discipline in your daily life. I am not going into details, but I will tell you one by one. So if you are well disciplined in your day life, you will get these kind of benefits. You can manage your time properly. Time management, you can get one benefit. and you can be a very good leader. So all the great leaders are not born, and most of them become good leaders because of their discipline and education. So you can be a very good leader if you have very good discipline. And decision making, you can make good decision if you are well disciplined, because well disciplined person, they have time to revise their decision and think about their decision before they make any decision. And achievements, most of the time it says that disciplined people are more motivated than not disciplined or indisciplined person. So you can achieve all the goals in your life if you are disciplined in your studies. And fifth benefit you can get is stability and structure. You can get a good stable life, and you can get a good structural life in your life if you can be a disciplined person. And responsibility and control. So you can control your senses, and you can be a responsible person in the society if you are a well-disciplined person. And you will be respected. Respect is another benefit you can get. Many people will respect you if you are a well-disciplined person, right? Many people may think that, oh, that person is well-disciplined. He knows how to talk, he knows how to behave in the class, he knows how to go to the temple, he knows how to talk to monks, and he knows how to respect their parents. So he knows how to travel on the bus, they know how to cross the road. So in that way, if you are an disciplined person, well-disciplined person, so you will be respected by the society. And so you can get good respect from people and the society if you are well-disciplined. And maintain peace in the society. You can we can maintain the peace in the society if the people are disciplined. Disciplined people are like assets to the society, so they are very important to the society, because if there are no laws in any country, so people may steal, people may do whatever they want to have, bad activities, right? So let's say that if Australia, if they do not have promulgated some Vinaya rules, if they do not have invented some Vinaya rules, when they cross the road, when they drive cars, so when they earn money, or when they go to school, so people anyhow act, right? So then the society may not be a peaceful one. So it can be a very dangerous society to live in. It not be a harmonious one to live in. So discipline is very important for the harmonious and peaceful environment of the country. So therefore it is very important, children, for you to have discipline in your life, in your career, in whatever activities you do. Please try to have some discipline. When you play games, try to have discipline. When you eat at home or when you eat outside, please have some discipline. Whenever you study in the class, please have some discipline. To talk to when you talk to your teachers, when you respect your parents, when you talk to monks, whenever you do day-to-day activities, please have some discipline. And whenever you go to temple, please have some dressing code, polite dressing code as disciplinary code, dressing code. And also, whenever you do examination, please have some discipline, right? If you are not disciplined enough, so you may not do your examination very well. So sometimes some people cheat in the exam. Why? Because they are not well disciplined in the exam. So please always try to have this discipline in your life. So the Buddha said that Bahu Satchancha Sippancha. So education together with discipline are the most important blissful factors, blessings in our life. In the Mangala Sutta, the discourses on blessings, the Buddha said that having good education, proper education, and well discipline are the very crucial and blissful factors for someone to have a successful life in secular life as well as in spiritual life. Therefore, it is very important for us to have education together with discipline. Vinayo nama sasana sacha ayu. So it is discipline which may cause for the duration of the longevity of the Buddhist dispensation. So it is because of the discipline, it is because of the vinaya of the monks, discipline of the monks, discipline code of the monks, the Buddhism is still exists in this world. And now Buddhism has been with us since the Buddha passed away, right? It is more than 2,500, 600 years ago. So still we have that. Why? Because the Buddha has explained to the people, my teachings and my Vinaya rules are your teacher. Please obey my rules and regulations and make my teachings to your life, apply my teachings to your life, and apply my Vinaya codes to your life. Then you can have a happy and peaceful life, and my Buddhist dispensation will last long if these two factors exist in the society. So this is how Lord Buddha explained to his devotees and to his followers. And so having said that, we can understand that both education and discipline are equally important to our life. Education without discipline is just like a ship without a radar. So education without discipline, the educated person without a discipline will be a dangerous person to the society. Why? Most of the time educated people, those who are not disciplined enough, they produce all those destructive weapons, biological weapons and nuclear weapons, and also arms and bombs and also missiles and other kind of weapons to destroy the world and destroy the nature and destroy the sky, destroy the water and the human, right? You know that in Japan we know the story of Hiroshima bomb, right? So some people, they invented this bomb and then they dropped those bombs into Hiroshima in Japan. Why? Because they are not well disciplined to think about the nature of the human beings. They consider the human beings like animals, right? So they kill a lot of innocent people. And also you may have heard Hitler, right, the brutal killer. He killed many innocent thousands of people because he wanted to conquer the world. He wanted to conquer the Europe. Why he did that? He was very educated person, but he was not well disciplined. If the person is not well disciplined, but even though he is well educated, that person can be considered as a very dangerous person to the society. So always make sure your education should always go with a well discipline. So if you are well educated together with well disciplined, you can go a very peaceful journey in your life. To conclude this talk, I want to chant a Sinhala poem for you to understand. It goes like that. Dana igena gatkama, tamai kenekuge watkama, gunanuwana dakkama, ohuta salakai rate okkama. What does that mean? It is one of the very important poems, Sinhala poems. It gives a very meaningful teaching, meaningful means for us to learn. Dana igena gatkama. So, well education, being an well educated person, gunanuwana dakkama, and also that person has to have good qualities like compassion and sympathetic joy, love, and also discipline. Then tamai kenukuge watkama. That kind of qualities can be considered as the greatest wealth of someone. And ohuta salakai okkama, he will be respected and he will be treated by many in the world. So what you have to do, you have to be well educated person, and you have to have good education, and you have to have good qualities like well discipline, and also other qualities such as compassion, loving kindness, sympathetic joy and appreciative joy and equanimity in your life, and then you will be respected and you will be treated by many in the society. I wish you all the best and good luck. Teruvan Saranai.